This video we will be writing a loader to load the .NET executables in memory and directly execute it. This is our C2 client.exe, and here you can see the file size of this binary is 27 KB, and if you want to transfer to this binary to the victim machine, or you can also do like a simple loader. You can transfer this loader and you can host our C2 client.exe, and this loader will directly fetch from that URL and directly execute it. So first let's see how to load the assemblies, .NET assemblies from the file. So let me create the simple function. Load from file, and this takes the string file path, and we'll be using the system.reflection. So the reflection is like reading the metadata of the assembly itself. So we can say assembly dot load. So here we can see we have load file, load from. So we'll be using load file and the string path, that is file path, and the return type is assembly object. So we can directly execute this assembly dot entry point. So this entry point is the main function in our .NET assemblies, and dot invoke. And the first parameter is you need to if you want to create an instance of this class, you can create that and you can pass that into this. For now let's simply just say null, and the parameters we are going to pass is the object array of string array. So we will be creating a string array, new arguments. So here we can pass our arguments, comma, new object array of new args. So this is my string array, so that is argument array, that is the object array. So at this point we can directly pass the file path and that executable gets executed. So we can say program, we can say p dot load from file. So here we need to pass the file. I have created another program, that is message box demo. So if you run this one, this will pop up the message box. So hold shift and right click on this and copy as path. And after that what we can do is we can say press anything to continue. So let's go and run this one, and now we can see our .NET assembly has been loaded and successfully executed. One thing you can notice is the program execution has transferred from this location to our this invoke, and here you can see until I click the OK button or the close button, the execution continues. So here you can see press anything to continue. So we can press any key to exit the program. So if you want to execute some other code along with our binary, what we can do is we can create a new thread. So we can say thread t is equals to new thread of. So here we can say lambda expression, and now we can copy these two lines over here and put the semicolon. So this will create a new thread, and the thread will execute this code, and we can say t dot start. So you no need to say t dot join. So if you say t dot join, the main thread suspends until this thread gets completed. So it's similar to what we have done previously. So here you can see we did not get the output. Press anything to continue. Now let's go and comment this one. So this thread will start parallelly to our main thread. So let's run this, and here you can see our .NET assembly has executed, and in this parallelly our main thread has been continued. So I cannot press anything to continue until my this has been stopped. So now what we are going to do is we are going to write another function, that is public void load from URL. So this will take the parameter string, that is the URL, and we'll be using system.net.web client. So if you run the PowerShell download function, if you downloaded anything from PowerShell from the victim machine, you can say you are using system.net.webclient.download string. So the same .NET class will be using here. So web client wc is equals to new web client, and wc dot, and here you can see download string. So this will download, and if you have this PowerShell invoke expression, you can directly pass that. Otherwise you can say download data. So this will download the data from the URL, and this will, the return type is byte array. So we can say byte file content is equals to this one. So we have the byte array. We can say simply use the load function to load this file content. So we can just simply copy this one and paste it here. So let me comment this one. We can say p dot load from URL of so let's go and run our web server. So it's http 8000 / message box demo.exe. So this should do fine. So let's go and run this one, and here we can see the get request from the machine to the message box demo.exe. So it's our same box, so the IP address is the same. So here you can see, now we can continue to exit the program. Now let's this is about the simple loader. Now let's test our c2 client.exe. We can simply change this c2 client.exe, and then what we need to do is we need to pass the command line arguments, because our c2 client takes the IP address port and the payload server payload port. So we can say so I am running already the server, and the port number is 1234, and the payload server is the same IP address, and we can just say the port 800. So let's go and run this one, and if I go and refresh this, and here you can see we got the connection. and we can also see our main thread gets continued regardless of our new thread. So we can go and execute the commands. So that's all about this video, how to write a simple loader. So you can also experiment by removing this comment, say t.join. So our main thread gets suspended and we get the thread new connection here. We can execute the commands. So if you want to write any code, if you want to write something that should continue after our .NET assembly execution, you can simply comment out this one, or you can just simply start the thread, so it will run the parallel to the main thread.